And we are rolling initiative, ladies and gentlemen.
Let them see how the sausage is made.
Go
Only
ahead,
2
Sam.
hours. 2 hours of sausage.
Welcome to RollQ, where super nerds with questionable accents tell a great story. I'm your DM Q. We saved you a spot if you want it. So grab your dice and let's roll. But first, Joe with the 25-word recap.
Collateral dreams, cloak and dagger schemes, familiars, shifters, aerial victor. Orchestrated puzzlement, located kids in covenant, binding spell intact. Heartstone for children's bones, no chance in hell, attack.
So the hags out front have suggested some sort of parley for the prisoners, but you have declined, and Gummer has launched himself into action. Gummer, what are you thinking as you are charging towards these three hags whose heads now turn right at you?
I mean, I don't think it's anything profound. It's probably like, we can't give them the kids, fuck them.
Nice. So as you turn that corner, as you race forward, the hags all look at you and almost immediately transform. Euphlalia sort of seems to droop and her hair comes over and her horns grow up on like a purple face. Bella still has the white thing around her eye, but she grows white fur and she grows huge with curled horns, kind of like the Wampa from Empire Strikes Back. And Morgantha grows very tall, her claws growing out. Her horns curl as well as a shock of white hair turns back. Her eyebrows curl up like this as her eyes turn red. And the sharp, sharp teeth. And we are rolling initiative, ladies and gentlemen.
We're in
Gummer,
trouble.
as you ran out and took the first dun-da-da, you have initiative, you have advantage on your initiative roll. There is something that is not seen, and that something will hold its action and do the ready action to wait for something to happen. That leaves you, Sam.
Well, Sam's a very straightforward type of construct. He's going to charge straight into Morgantha, imbuing his weapon with sacred energy as he cries out a battle cry to Lathander and comes to strike her with his long sword. Would a 21 hit?
It does.
For 9 points of radiant damage as the shining sword cleaves into her. And then I get a second attack because I actually am 5th level now.
Before your second attack,
Ooh.
Morgantha is going to use a reaction. Sam, I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
14.
14 is a failure.
Plus a
So-
D4, right?
Oh, I got to
Plus
add a
D4.
D4. Let me add the D4. 18.
18 succeeds. So she shoots this bolt of electricity towards you. It tries to attach itself to you, but it can't. You will take 2 points of lightning damage. That's already halved, so that is 2.
Yeah, stone doesn't conduct electricity, so, you know.
No, not well.
And I slash again. 14. Oh, I forgot to add the
14.
D4.
15 is going to miss.
Oh, no. All right, I will miss her.
All right, then. Anything else?
No, I believe that will be all for now.
All right. Very good. It is Victor's turn.
Victor is going to take a look at his book, and he's going to cast Greater Invisibility and disappear from everybody's sight.
Oh my god.
And I think that's his entire turn.
Cormac's son.
I have these new fancy things. So the little head on Victor's top left denotes that he is invisible. Okay. So that's Victor's turn. Euphlalia will look at you, Sam, and say, I like them confident. And for her bonus action, Sam, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, no. 17.
17 succeeds. So you feel a spell sort of come around you, but it's not able to take hold. Euphlalia will now use her complex casting to cast another spell. On her turn, And she is going to cast. Oh, yes, that one. Con save. Sam.
On save. Oof. 6. Wait, plus the D4, right? Not that it's going to make a huge difference, but you never know. So that's a 9.
Okay. So this green ray comes out of her hand and it wraps around you, and you feel the strength inside you almost shrink.
Ooh.
And she casts Ray of Enfeeblement on you. You have disadvantage on any strength save, and you need to subtract a d8 from your damage when you hit.
Oh, no.
You may repeat this save at the end of your turn to try to get that off of you.
I don't
Casting-
feel so good.
Casting a spell with concentration is the trigger. So, right next to Euphlalia, you see, bursting into view and leaving his invisibility, Majesto. Majesto is going to try to sting Euphlalia in hopes that he can break her concentration. All right, that was Majesto. The lair action of the windmill. You see Sam and Gummer. The windmill turns toward you. The wind itself, the windmill itself seeming to turn. And suddenly the blades come very, 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 very fast. I need both of you to make strength saving throws. Sam, yours is at disadvantage.
16 from Gummer.
16 is a failure.
18.
18 is a success. So, Gummer, you are pushed back 15 feet as Gust of Wind is cast on you.
And it's continuous?
It is continuous until the windmill takes a different lair action.
Okay. How wide is that? Sorry.
That is, no, please, I need the help. It is 10 feet wide and 60 feet long. So if you feel like each creature in the line, so she's in the line, she will make a strength saving throw and she will fail. So she too is blown 15 feet. Well, I'm gonna go back. It would avoid her. So if it can, it would. She's only in it because I made the circle a little bigger for the thing. She's not in it. Majesto is, though.
It's fine. I think it's fine.
He rolls a 9 for a 7. So that is 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, cool. All right. Gummer, it is your turn. To walk towards the windmill, if you are in that wind, is rough terrain.
Gummer is going to take one step to the left, out of the wind, and then his boots are going to kick into high gear. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. With the other 35 feet of movement that he now has. He's going to rush forward, and with his action, he is going to cast Protection from Good and Evil on himself, specifically against fiends. So they have disadvantage on attack rolls, and I can't be possessed, charmed, or frightened by them. Then with his bonus action, he's going to pull out the silvered quarterstaff and cast Shillelagh on it. He's going to say, "You don't get any more kids." And that's his turn.
All right, it is Bella's turn. Bella says, "Where's the pretty one that looks like me?" Still not being able to see Oksana as of yet. Bella will hold her action. No, she will not. She will do something. She will use her bonus action. Gummer, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
It's a 24.
24 is a success. You feel a spell come around you, but then it lifts. Complex casting to cast another spell. I need Sam, Gummer, and Majesto to make Constitution saving throws.
Does this have to do with poison
That's a good question.
or the poisoned condition?
It has the poisoned condition. It is not poison damage, but I would say it has a poison element. So I
Well,
would
no,
say advantage.
Yeah, as a dwarf, I have advantage to avoid or end the poisoned condition.
Gotcha.
I just
So
have a
then if you
resistance
fail
to
the save-
poison.
If you fail the save, you would take damage that is not poisoned, but you would not be poisoned even if you fail.
Okay. That's a 19.
19 is
Oh,
a
shoot.
success.
So with my Warforged resistance to the poisoned condition come into play here?
It would not on the... even if you fail, you will not be poisoned.
Okay. So just roll it
It'll hit
normally is basically what you're saying, plus the bless.
That's what I'm saying. Plus the d4.
Forgot
18
the D4.
is a success. Anything happen on a failure? It does not. So Bella will do these two things, neither of which work. And then Majesto made his save as well, by the way.
Oh, good. I was going to ask.
Amazingly, right? Bella sort of says, "You're too ugly. I want the pretty one." And that is the end of her turn. Cormac, your turn.
All right. I'm going to move up a little just to make sure I can see. 15. And then, if you want to help, we will take all we can get. And he pulls out the badly gilded flower, the big collapsed puff of a peony covered in gold. And as he speaks the words, the flower slightly improves its appearance as it sort of glistens with magical energy, kind of unfolding. And this kind of shadow almost sort of filters through it and pops out the bottom in front of him, a small, very fey-looking, long, pointy ears, and its wings almost more dragonfly-like than you might think for a gargoyle, because it is a fey spirit. I didn't plan a good little token for it, but I can just grab, like, this goblin guy or something here. It's the range of 90 feet, so it doesn't really matter where I put it at the moment. It is then going to, I'm going to finish my turn to, let's just extra confuse Ophalia by also putting. Oh, that's much nicer.
Yeah.
That's
fine.
But
That's what should be for the hags because they're fiends, but I don't want to change it. So
Sure.
this will be your dude.
It is small for when it matters. This will be now instead, or anything you'd like to change it to, is just an illusion, bonus action, minor illusion of a full-size 5-foot cube style gargoyle popping in front of her to harass her as much as possible. And then I will jam myself into the bush just as hard as I possibly can with the remaining bit of my movement.
Please say that again. Oh, God.
Hey, you know. And then anyway, wherever he appeared, he then he takes his turn after mine, and first will bonus action. He is the fuming variety, for the record. Bonus action to essentially Misty Step. It's teleport 50 or 30 feet and appear, after which a condition applies. So he appears right next to Ophalia, or rather behind her, back here. And that thing that applies after that is that it has advantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of the turn. So it will slash out at her with its fey stone gargoyle-like claws. And that, with the advantage, is a natural 20.
There it
So
is.
that's exciting. I assume the fey spirit also gets the crunchy crits.
Sure.
All right, so I'll roll.
And that's a net.
The rolled is not great, but that's 5 on the rolled plus 12 for the max. So it's 17 plus 6 more because that's just the way it works. So 23 force damage.
So, Gummer and Sam, and can you see through your fed gargoyle? Or is it kind of on its own now?
It's pretty much on its own now. It basically obeys my
Okay.
commands, and I'm just going to tell it to help us fight them.
Gotcha. Okay. Don't let me move on without making my concentration saving throw. But
Yep.
Sam and Gummer, you see as this gargoyle blasts into Ophalia that Morgantha also reels as if hit. First, I will take
Curious.
damage.
It was in the research that they might share some stuff. So
Now, with a 23, then my con save is 11. That's a 10. So, Sam, you feel the strength pour back into you.
The Morning Lord returns!
As the concentration is broken.
Huzzah.
All right.
Yeah.
Turns out I have another person right in a row.
Hey, Arena.
Because I'm controlling Arena. Also, she'll continue to help with the harassing of Thalia because she's concerned about shooting through the wind. So she'll just come over this way a bit and fire her silver bolt crossbow at Ophalia. Oh, and she's blessed too, right?
Yes, she is. All blessed.
So that will be... that's going to be a 16 to hit.
16 is going to miss.
Too bad. All right. She will... I don't know how tall some of the rocks and or hay bale thing over here are.
I'm going to say that you're closer than I am. This and this are tall enough to be behind.
Sure.
The well is not, unless you crouch.
Okay. She seems pretty independent. She can't both get over there and hide, but I'll have her use dash to just run all the way to get over behind it. See what happens.
All right, very good. Oksana, your turn.
Okay. So presently she is still shapeshifted into Bella. So how would that work if I wanted to shift back into Oksana? If I want to.
I think it's normally an action, but I would say logically it makes sense that to shift back takes half your movement.
Okay.
So once you shift back, you'd only have 15 feet of movement.
But to shift from Oksana back into Bella, let's say, would that be a action?
Yeah, let's have that be an
Okay.
action.
Okay.
I think that's very fair.
Okay. She's gonna stay herself, and I love how when you like plan things and then you're like, oh shit, it's totally different. Oh, and would she have heard Bella say that she was looking for the one that looks like her?
I think so. It's much more fun.
Okay. Oksana is going to clasp her hands together and think to herself, if there is a god,
There is.
make this one not purple, please. And she will cast her with the attempt of casting Eldritch Blast, and it comes out of her fingers, and it's the blue, pale, bright light that are Sam's eyes. And as it gets closer to Ophalia, you start to see it sort of crackle and turn into that gray stone with it's sort of like lava red as the blue fades. And that will be Eldritch Blast. 15.
15 is going to miss.
She looks down, and her hands are simmering with what she could only describe as like nightmare smoke. She's like, what the fuck is going on again? And she will stay there. And that's the end of her
Okay.
turn.
We get 2 blasts.
Oh, you know what? Hang on. Yes, but
good
I
call.
also did not apply my D4.
You're blessed. You should roll your d4 and see what happens. You rolled 15, right?
Yes. 19 total.
19 hits.
Yes. Okay. So that was an imaginary thing. And yes, this is what she was thinking right before. Please do not let this happen. So same thing happens, and it is toward Ophalia. 5 damage. It will bounce off of Ophalia and into Morgantha.
The thing is, you do not have an eye line. Well,
Not really.
yeah, you don't have an eye line.
Okay. Can I step in between? Just trying to, like, shoot.
If you take
Step,
if you
step.
take one more step up, then you can.
All right. and attempt to hit her, Morgantha. So it'll do the exact same thing. That's 21 without the blast.
21 hits.
11 force.
Boom. Boom.
And that will be her turn.
It's now Morgantha's turn. She'll shift around. Gummer and Sam, I need you to make dexterity saving throws.
Doesn't Sam get an attack of opportunity?
Very likely. He does.
Woohoo! I shall take that now. Let me roll my sword attack. 22
Oh, yes.
for 11 points of radiant damage.
Hack away. She's pretty good. Bleeding pretty good. Oksana, from where you are, you would have seen that Ophlalia would also kind of reel back as though she was slashed. So now, Gummer and Sam, you will make dexterity saving throws.
Uh-oh. 3.
3 is a failure.
That's an 8. 9.
9 is also a failure. She will rear back. This time, Sam, she pulls the lightning, but she uses both hands, and she shoots it out in front of you with a lightning bolt. And you guys take 25 points each of
Holy
lightning damage.
Nikes.
Oh my gosh.
So that was her bonus action.
Just to be clear, I did a con save for concentration, and it's still up.
Okay. Thank you for remembering that and letting me know.
I forgot to mention this. Not that it would have affected that, but since I hit her with my longsword, she is sapped and has disadvantage on its next attack roll before the start of my turn.
So Sam, again, make a con save.
Oh no, 7.
7 is a failure. So as you're still reeling from the lightning, you feel this necrotic energy wash over you, and it almost spins around on you, and she uses her withering rot attack on you, and you take 12 points of necrotic damage.
Oh gosh.
Ugh, Sam's not looking as great as he usually does.
That is most definitely her turn. Back to the top. Majesto.
Majestic. The top of the round.
Majesto's going to hold his action again to see if anyone ends up concentrating on something. And if it does, he will go and poke them. Sam, your turn.
Oh boy. Okay. Moving through this gust of wind is rough terrain. Is that correct?
You can move diagonally.
Like I could do that.
Yep.
I will
Indeed.
adjust, bring my sword around to bear, and try and take a mighty thrust into Morgantha's withered chest. So that would be a 32 to hit.
That was a
32,
mighty
32
thrust.
hits.
That's pretty
32
nice.
hits. Mhm.
32
Mhm.
hits. That would be the natural 20. Yes. How about that? Fun, fun, fun.
So you start at 8,
Okay.
and then you roll and add.
So that would be 17 total.
Okay.
Luke and I are just looking at each other, I think, through the
Yep.
internet.
Is there anything you want to do with your bonus action, David?
Anything else that might apply critical effect?
Like smiting them, possibly? I may indeed.
Gummer, you were right there. And as a free action, you may yell to Sam to do something if you'd like.
I'm going to smite her. Here's my
So
smite
the
button.
smite starts with full damage as well.
Okay.
So it's 3d6, right?
2d8 is my
2d8.
smite.
So you
Yeah.
start.
Because she is a fiend.
Just watching everybody react. is
Oh.
horrible.
So you start at 24, and now you roll.
34 total then.
Oh. Once again, you guys see all these hags just reel. And this time, Morgantha is going to use her reaction to misty step way out of there as far as possible away, which is there.
How much movement do I have left? I have 5 feet of...
You have
I
you have
used
25
5,
left.
25. Oh, I can almost get to her, but not quite. But I can get to Bella. So Sam, having struck this mighty blow for the Morning Lord against darkness, charges forward towards Bella to bring in another mighty swing. Oh, 19. That's a 27. I'm just going to roll the d4 because I want to know. That would be a 30 total.
Bella is going to use her reaction to cast spectral shadows. 2 illusory things just pop in her space. David, I need you to roll a d6.
Ooh, 4.
You swing, and as you swing, one of the duplicates just vanishes. Bella is not hit.
This time.
This time,
That will be the end of my action. And
Your turn.
Morgantha is sapped again.
this little charmed thing will mean she has disadvantage because we don't have a disadvantage token. That will remind me.
A little.
Yes, Victor's turn.
Okay, Victor, seeing where Cormac is, I think is going to move around here. Nobody sees him, so it doesn't much matter. But he is going to fire at Bella with magic missile.
Yes.
That is 13 force damage.
Okay.
And he doesn't really have anything in the way of bonus actions. So he will move a little bit further this direction. I think he can probably make it there. That's his turn.
Okay. Thalia has a turn. She is going to use her action to... The illusory gargoyle comes and she sort of... And she stabs through it and... boom.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't go anywhere. She just will know it's an illusion.
That is her action. Her bonus action, in the name of narrative, Gummer, you will not have to roll, because Oflali with her bonus action is going to cast Cause Fear on you, because she doesn't know that you have heroism, so she does not know that you are immune to frightening. She casts it, and she does now, because the spell not only doesn't take hold and evaporate, it just before it even gets to you.
So Gummer wouldn't notice. I mean, I'm okay if that's the case.
Probably not.
Okay.
I would think not, actually. I'll take the attack of opportunity from the gargoyle.
It's gonna hit 17 plus, like 24.
That'll hit.
9 force damage.
Okay. That is her turn. With the lair action, gust of wind will go away. And you guys all hear hundreds, if not thousands, of frogs. And they're all croaking kind of at once. And it's a little bit lulling. I need everyone to make a charisma saving throw. Everyone.
Is this a charm condition?
Think so.
I can't be
Let me
charmed.
make sure.
Is this a magical sleep?
The word charm is not here.
Okay.
The word sleep is not here.
Okie dokie.
So it was a charisma throw?
Yes. Charisma saving throw.
Don't forget bless.
11.
14.
11 and 14 both succeed.
Why is mine 27?
Because your charisma save is hugely badass, because that's your strongest thing.
Okay. I thought I did something wrong. 27.
So-
And 16 for
Cormac, Victor,
Victor.
Victor.
So Arena, right?
I'll roll for Majesto. Majesto also succeeds.
That's an 18 for Victor.
It's over 20 for Arena.
Okay. Everyone is fine. Gummer, your turn.
Just out of curiosity, do we have any idea what might have happened if that had succeeded?
The croaking was somewhat hypnotic.
Okay. All right. Gummer is going to run over here towards Bella, and he will make an attack with his shillelagh. I'm going to use heroic inspiration on that.
Okay.
That is a dirty 20 to hit.
Yes.
For 10 force damage, and I need her to make a constitution saving throw of 15.
Force damage. Con save. That is a natural 20.
Okay. She's fine. Seeing that Sam has been knocked around a little bit, Gummer's going to say, whether he believes it or not, I don't entirely know, but he is going to say, we got him on the back foot, keep it up. And he's going to cast Healing Word. So that will be 9 healing to Sam.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
And that's my turn.
Sam believes you.
Bella now has her turn. With her bonus action. Sam, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh. 7.
I want to make sure that, Gummer, you said you could not be charmed. Is that a you thing, or is that
That's
a
a me
heroism thing?
That's a
you think?
protection from good and evil thing.
Okay. So, Gummer, as the spell gets cast, you see around Sam's head a crown. A spectral crown starts to grow around his head. Sam, you are under a crown of madness.
Oh,
Oh no.
I had a date like that once.
You must use your action before moving on each turn to attack whoever I say.
Oh,
At the end of your
Whoa.
turn, you can repeat the save. And you can move normally. So that is concentration.
Can Majesto attack her?
Justo held his action. That's 12. It misses.
His heart is an eye, but
Sam and Gummer, please make a Constitution saving throw.
God, all I can throw are ones tonight.
not a poison condition thing, right?
The damage is not poisoned, but it does not matter what you roll, success or failure, you will not be poisoned. And that would be an effect if you were not you.
Okay.
If you
7.
failed. 7 is a failure.
That is an 18.
Can I,
18.
I want to try to see if my heroic inspiration will save my Tukas out of this one.
Go for it.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
I wish to be heroically
course.
inspired to be more sturdy in the face of danger.
Of course.
Well, that's somewhat better. 17.
17 succeeds.
Ooh.
So there's this almost a necrotic, and it feels like radiance to both of you. And it kind of grows around you, but as it tries to wash over you, you're able to sort of weather it and shake it off. Bella's eyes get a little big and she says, not the pretty ones at all. And that's the end of her turn. Cormac, your turn.
All right, Cormac steps from behind the bush, thinking to go towards where there's more of a cluster of enemies. He's pulling up his potential bouncer to aim with the diamond. But can he see the crown? You said the Gummer was able to see it. Is it something that is visible that I would see an effect on Sam?
I think the spell says that, it is a visible
Cool.
crown.
You can see it. It is a crown of madness.
Oh, no. And I would not imagine he has an idea what it does, but it can't be great. Switches hands and puts the fluorite ring to his temple to get advantage on a check as he will cast Dispel Magic
Ooh.
to attempt to get rid of this effect.
Okay. So I'm going to look that up. Make sure I'm using the correct one.
Well, I guess I won't use the thing if it's low enough. It may be low enough. If it's level 3 or lower, is automatically gotten rid of.
Oh, well then.
Okay, then I don't
Dispel
need it.
madness.
Crown. It's a second level spell.
Okay,
So-
great. Good to remember. Worth the slot and don't need the advantage then. But that leaves him with little else to do. I don't know if there's any good reason to do much in the way of illusion otherwise. I will dissipate just for what little it's worth in terms of keeping them here-ish. I will dissipate the illusion that Ophalia saw through and just have a similar something appear on the other side of Morgantha. It's okay if she's smart enough to realize that it's the same deal, but bonus action does nothing otherwise. I will step back behind cover, and the Fey Gargoyle will poof and appear on the opposite side of Ophalia and strike, as it did before with advantage. Oh my, I kid you not. There's a 10 and a 20. I will break my camera and hold it over here if you need to believe.
I do
You're
not.
a cheater.
I do not. You're balancing out Sam's con saves. Like it's it's a karmic, Yeah, I believe you.
That is... Sorry, I didn't have that one up.
If you must roll a 20, the Fey Gargoyle I'd much rather have than
Sure.
Sam.
Okay,
Hey.
so...
You're a bruiser.
This is anti-statuism.
Fair. That's fair. That's
So
fair.
that'll be...
I need
I'm sorry. 22 force damage.
22 force damage. I'll sign up for sensitivity training as far as the statue as I need to be re-educated. These hags are looking pretty rough.
Irina, just to keep my multiple turns moving, will step out from behind the haystack, once again attempt to fire at Ophalia with the crossbow.
Hang on a second.
Oh yeah, sure. Oh yeah, reactions or something.
Yes. So, got the Misty Step. Can't, because she hasn't had a turn yet. Bella's turn has come and gone, which means that she can, and Ophalia can. Bella's reaction is not useful. Nope, can't reach her either. Go ahead, Irina.
Well, Irina would have been here at the time of the reaction, if that makes any difference.
It does. It doesn't, either way. But yeah, actually, it should. It should have. Because she could not see at the time she would have had to do it, which is before Irina went. So
Sure.
that is correct. You are correct.
Okay. All right, so she'll step out. She'll just fire with the crossbow. And that's going to be almost certainly a miss again. Let's see what she's got. +5, 11, 12 to hit.
Yeah, 12's going to miss.
But she has enough movement to come back here and this time hide for what it's worth.
Okay, very good. Oksana,
Okay.
Your turn.
So would it we have clocked or it registered that the windmill lair, is that considered like a creature, or is that like a
it's a great
how does that
question.
work?
It's a lair action. Sometimes when you're fighting someone like at their house or in their cave, they can use the power of the cave to do things. You cannot attack the windmill and have it work to like kill it. Does that make sense?
Is it like a concentration thing? So if you attack,
A lair action is completely unique.
okay.
You guys haven't fought, I guess
never seen it.
theoretically, Baby Walter could have had a lair action, but he did not.
Baby Walter was a lair action.
Baby Walter had many things.
Okay.
It is considered like it's considered an object and not a creature, right?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, just making sure.
It's a windmill. So yeah, should not be a creature.
Okay.
Can I
Yes.
interrupt for just 1 second? Sorry, I know you're thinking, but I just checked on the new how hide action stuff rules. Irina did not pass her stealth check, so she's not technically hidden, invisible, whatever.
Thank you. Got it, Oksana.
Okay. 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 So, Oksana is going to see that everybody has shifted downstage right if she's directing. And because let's face it, and she's going to take this opportunity and she's going to take her hands to her temple and sort of recall back what she saw in Sam's memory when she fed on the psychic energy, and she is going to imagine one of Cormac's gargoyles into being in the form of fireball on Ophalia, considering she does not know when they're ever going to be together, and it's possible it could affect the others. Go ahead.
Morgantha succeeds. Bella succeeds.
Can I narrate what it looks like at least, and then you can
Please.
narrate? God, that's annoying. Oh man. Okay, so
I'm going to, like, it probably doesn't. I'm positive it doesn't matter. Technically, you have to see them, but if you go 10,
Oh
you
my
can see
God,
them and you can go
dude.
10 back.
Can I just do Ophalia then? Can we just
No, don't do that. Don't. No. Pretend I didn't say anything.
bless? Oh my God. Okay, so whatever happens, can I just narrate so she puts her hands to her head and she tries to create the gargoyle over the two, and it kind of does that staticky, like when you're watching a TV show and it's and it implodes on itself and falls straight to the ground. Fuck, she says. And then she's gonna move if we can.
Oh, fireball
Lucky.
is half damage even if you miss.
Not fuck. Excitement
should roll.
could be better.
Gonna
I'm never gonna use this again.
fireball.
No, I just really in it for the narrative, guys.
Well, the narrative is they're being half killed. Do it.
So that's, well, here's the thing. That's 25 fire damage.
As the fireball hits both of them, they're both managed to get this up, and it shouldn't hurt them as much as it does. But then they start looking at each other as though they're watching each other take this damage.
I don't get that.
Sorry, so just to be clear, is the idea that each of them took 12, which means that the other one also took 12, which means that they took the total?
If you hit more than one at a time, they take not only the damage to them, but the damage to their coven mate as well.
Okay.
If you hit all three, it would have been 12 times 3.
Yeah. Well,
But
the
then it's
likelihood of them.
half of their resistance, but still excellent.
Well, 25 halved is 12.
That's from the success on the save, though.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. You guys are right. It's not as good as I thought.
Still cool.
It's a hell of a lot better than it could have been.
Damn right.
Can I continue my turn?
Yes,
Okay.
please do.
Sorry guys, glad it worked out.
Yeah.
She's going to go there. And that is her turn.
Okay. Morgantha's turn. Gummer and Sam. Con saves.
16.
Fails.
$15.
Fails.
Yes.
Blesses remembered,
So-
I hope.
Yes.
So you both take 15 points of necrotic damage as from behind you, this rot, which you were able to shake off earlier, this time you can't. And it kind of washes over you and through, pulling some of that life out of you. Now with their bonus action. Is a Warforged a humanoid?
It is, right? Because well, I guess.
That's a good question. I think so.
I feel like
Let's
it's
see
an
what
arrangement of
Google
limbs or
says.
something.
Google seems to think that they are humanoids.
Okay. Well then, Sam, go ahead and make a wisdom save for me.
Gonna make a wisdom save. And remember that I'm blessed today. That is a 21.
21 is a success. Uniquely to these hags, everything they do buzzes with a little bit of necrotic energy. So even on a success, you do take 4 points of necrotic damage.
Ouch. Ugh. There are small pieces of Sam falling off of him.
Oh,
Okay, that is the end of her turn. Majesta once again holds his action,
To wave feebly at one of the villains.
just in case, you never know.
So, the crowd of madness has been dispelled, correct?
Yes, you are not crowned. You are not mad. You are
I
you.
am not mad. Let me not be mad. With great determination and summoning his resolve, despite being in the midst of crumbling to pieces, Sam rushes Morgantha with his sword out.
Bella will take an attack of opportunity against you using her reaction.
Oh.
A 23 to hit.
Oh, I didn't notice Bella there. I'm sorry. Can I take this back? I wouldn't have done that without
You can.
to provoke.
This
where
is a
was
very reasonable rewind.
Was this where I
Very
was?
reasonable.
Yes. No, I
Yes.
was like right there. Because I was kitty corner. That's Bella. Oh, all right. Well, no, I don't have to run over to Morgantha. I can simply attack Bella. There's a 16 hit.
16 does not hit.
Sam swings his blade, but he overestimates the structural integrity of his arm, and as a chunk falls off of him, the blade falls short. And he will attempt a backhanded attack for his second action. And I rolled the exact same thing. So,
You very narrowly miss.
having taken several swipes at Bella and falling short, Sam comes to the quick belief that the flaw is in himself, not in his stars, and he will bring the pommel of his sword to his chest, touching his fist to his chest, in order to lay hands upon myself. 15 points of healing for me. So the light of Lathander shall glow, and a halo surrounds the fist and pommel of his blade and then seeps into his body, making his stoniness somewhat more whole.
It is Victor's turn.
Victor isn't sure. He wonders if damaging the windmill would have an effect. And so he is going to use his full movement to come over here, and he is going to cast Firebolt, which explicitly can attack objects.
Okay. I would say the AC of this is like 5. So
Okay,
if you don't
so
roll in that one, you should be fine.
23 will hit.
Yes.
So that will be, and I will read so that is 15 fire damage.
Okay.
And I will add that it explicitly says, on a hit, the target takes the damage. A flammable object hit by the spell ignites if it isn't being worn or carried.
You hit the door and it does light it on fire. Not a big fire yet, but it is a fire.
He will Misty Step so that he can kind of have eyes on all 3 of the coven. Because I have fallen down on the job with him.
All right. Ophalia's turn. Ophalia can only see, and she's seeing for the first time, Oksana and soon Cormac.
Oksana as Bella, I feel like that should get me something. Just saying.
This is going to make her matter. She hates her sister. Are you kidding?
Oh, fuck.
We have kids. We know how they feel about their sisters. Let's see. 30 feet.
She could have betrayed them at any time. We were clearly antagonistic. Help us
I
out.
was. You guys are doing fine. You don't need help.
I agree.
30. So what shall we do? First, let's have Cormac make a wisdom saving throw.
23.
23 succeeds. You feel another spell kind of wrap around you, but it doesn't take hold and it kind of vanishes into the mist. Okay? Does still do, I should have been doing this a couple other times, but it's okay. Some necrotic damage. It does, terrible roll. That is 2 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, well,
As even missing, it does a little bit of stuff.
we'll still trigger a concentration check. Which is gonna be too many screens. 15, so obviously fine. That power's enough beset upon my mind already.
To be once again very slow, but I just want to make sure. I'm going to cast a spell either way, but I want to make sure there is not a 2024 version. And if there is something very equivalent, I'm very cool with that. Oh, no, it is. There we go. Great. All right. So then, being angry. Who's seeing her angry sister? All right. Even number, Xana. Odd number, Cormac. Oksana.
I don't know. I think we're both odd.
Dun 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 dun.
Oksana, that is a dirty 20 to hit.
It does not hit. I'm so amazing. Yes. Hits.
So you see her kind of shoot this thing towards you, and it looks like a kind of yellow arrow. But right as it gets towards you, it kind of splits across, and the acid breaks upon your skin, and it burns and it bubbles, and you take 12 points of acid damage.
Oh.
And at the end of your next turn, you'll take more, but not as much. Yeah.
Well, I hope you can remember that. Because I'm not.
I will try to remember. Okay. All right. Moved. Bonus. Shot. That's it. Lair action. We will say it is fair for the fire to jump. Okay. Let's try the frogs again. So again, you start to hear this kind of strangely attractive frog sound. Charisma saves
Hey.
for everyone.
12.
12 succeeds.
13.
4.
Succeeds. Oh, 4 is a failure.
Let's see.
What's his name? Victor. Sorry, an 11.
Success.
Cormac's a dirty 20, but Arena is only a 7.
Also fails. Man, this frog stuff is just beautiful, Gummer. It's almost like the rock is singing to you in frog. And you are going to use all of your movement on your next turn to move directly towards the mill.
Oh, no.
Everything else is normal. Irina will do the same on her turn.
Mm-hmm.
Does that include his boots?
Well, he doesn't have to include his jump,
Well, he hasn't
but it would
cast
include his extra speed, however fast he can go at the moment. All of its movement on its next turn. Doesn't say when, so as long as you do it.
Wait, say
Okay.
I thought you said at the start of my next turn.
It says on your next turn.
Oh.
So I
Okay.
would presume that means that you're drawn towards it, but it doesn't take effect until it very specifically does not say the start. It says on its next turn.
Okay. All right.
So the amphibious cacophony will take place when that happens. And Gummer, it is your turn now.
All right. He'll attack with his shillelagh before he goes anywhere, I guess.
Okay.
No. 15 to hit.
15's gonna miss.
What the hell? As he runs past Sam, he's gonna call back to him. I'll be right back, I think. So that's 6. That is 6 for a for a healing word. And because he now has 40 feet of movement, he is right up there.
Okay.
If they take an attack of opportunity, it's a disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah, she'll take it because she hasn't used it yet and she's about to get another. Disadvantage. It's going to be a miss. That's a 15. No,
A miss.
14.
The
So,
15 misses anyway, so yeah.
being as surprised as you are about the frogs, she's not quite ready, and she reaches out with the claws, but she misses. It's
That's his
now her turn. Okay. Sam, please
Yes,
make an
sir.
intelligence saving throw for me.
Oh my.
Counterspell.
Okay, so you see this come out, and Victor sort of sees it come out. And it is a second level spell. So, whoop. She just kind of looks at her hands and sees Sam not scared of anything and is like, the hell? And now, that's a good one. Good one. Come on, Q. Sorry. Okay. Sam, con save.
Why can't I save a throw tonight? 13.
13 is a failure. Sam,
Yeah.
the
Oh, wait.
blue of your eyes goes black, and you realize whatever sensors you have for vision are gone,
Have we been?
and you are blind.
Blind.
I think I forgot to roll that d4, but I don't remember. Would that matter? Sorry.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I can't even remember what it was. Okay.
So, as being blind, sure, I know what's happening. You automatically fail any ability check that requires sight, and you have disadvantage, and attack rolls against you have advantage. So, you will hear Bella run away, and you may use your attack of opportunity at disadvantage should you wish to do so.
I wish to do so.
Okay.
Let's see what the dice say. 21.
That's disadvantage?
That's disadvantage. I rolled a
That
13
hits.
and I have a +8.
You bet. That's a hit.
Oh, nice. For 13 points of radiant damage.
Okay. 13. These hags are limping along. You guys are starting to feel confident.
No, we are not. I'm just going to say that right now.
Don't
we
jinx
are
us. Don't jinx us.
You don't get to tell us what we feel. Cormac, your turn.
You're not my real GM.
You're not the boss of me.
Oh, boy.
Really?
Just keep
Only
spreading
Lathander
out.
can tell me how to feel.
All right. Well, as Bella runs far enough to where I can see her come into view, maybe I'll direct some attention toward her. Just moving to make sure I can see. Not going to be able to bounce at anybody good, but based on what I've got prepared, I'm going to go with the second level chromatic orb.
Yeah.
Flicking the diamond and flicking it again as sound emanates from it, as this will be thunder damage. And let's see. That's gonna be 21 to hit.
She says being hit by an attack. So she will use her reaction to do the duplicates thing again and spread out. Roll a d6.
Sure. That is a 2.
A 2. You shoot at the one that's in the middle, but it's the wrong one, and it zips by as she steps into her spectral shadow. And as soon as it goes through, the other one goes away. So it's just a quick thing that she has. And that's her reaction.
Okay. Interesting. Well, there's nothing in range anyway.
That was Ophala, right?
No, that's Bella, right?
Bella.
Bella
never
just
mind.
had her
She
turn.
had her turn.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She just had her turn. Yeah. No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot she could do that thing, but she popped into view down there, so I went after her. But yeah, then I don't think there's much else I can do. So, boy, I'm just gonna stay there. I think. Yeah. Faye Gargoyle, however, between well, I don't think he even needs to move first, but between his flapping of his weird dragonfly wings and his burst of disappearance, he will pop in next to Athalia and strike at her with advantage. I'm sure he can't get another natural 20. No, but a 23 to hit will probably do it.
23 does hit.
So that, ooh, really good on the dice there anyway, so it is going to be 16 force damage.
16.
Nice. Little gargoyle.
So, because we talked about what happened last time, Athalia has not used her reaction, has she? Don't think she has.
It's unlikely.
She didn't Misty Step, and the reaction, she has never used it. So she's going to use it now, I think, if anyone is close enough.
Well, she can hit the gargoyle if no one else is nearby. But it's welcome to
That's
hit
true.
if she wants.
She doesn't want to hit the gargoyle.
Understandable.
She wants to hit the one that looks like her sister. Oksana, please make a wisdom saving throw.
That's 19 plus is 21.
That is a success. You start to look around, and it starts to feel really, really funny. Like, hilarious that you're fighting these... Wait a minute, that's not funny at all. You're fine.
What the fuck is this?
It is Arena's turn. She does have to run towards the windmill, but she doesn't have to do it first.
Yeah, it's not going to really matter, I don't think. The shorter distance to the windmill is around the north of the thing. I checked earlier when I was going to go out and do some stuff.
Very well.
So I'm not going to try to cheese anything that she's going to walk by Athalia and stab her or something. But so she'll go for what's she? I think she just has 30, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Towards the windmill, kind of just walking in a daze a little bit, listening to this sound. But if she's allowed, obviously. Well, I don't know if she has to use her bonus action dash or whatnot to go further. That's
I would
up
say
to you,
not.
But
It just says move.
sure.
And another 5 feet is not going to make any difference.
Well, oh no, she did fill out her hide, so it'll just be a regular roll, but she will just shoot back at Athalia as she kind of comes out of it enough to turn around and at least fire. And that, I think she's finally going to hit, is going to be, 23 to hit.
Oh, yes.
So she's that's going to be 9 with a silvered crossbow bolt. Piercing.
So, as this sinks in, you see her reel down to one knee. The other two hags also down to one knee. And then Morgantha will lean up and she'll say, "No." And all three of them will start to transform. Bella, you can't see her as it's starting. Cormac, you can. Sam, you can't see her at first, but you will when it's over.
Oh dear.
She starts to rise up And as she rises up, she ridiculously keeps her hair just fine, but she rolls and her horns turn to almost bat-like wings for ears, and her trunk comes out, and at the end of the trunk is a claw. Her other horns turn to huge curly things as she takes the form of a giant elephant.
He turned into an elephant?
That is huge. Takes the form of an elephant.
Does Sam really need to see her? Can't he just be like, oh, there you are?
Yeah, right. Oh, wait, Sam's
Everybody
blind.
has-
You didn't see anything,
I'm
Sam. You
blind.
got
I
no
saw
idea what was
nothing.
happening.
I think when it's an
Yeah,
elephant,
nothing.
everybody has tremor sense.
Yeah.
Stella. Elephant.
Elephant?
Elephant. Ophalia starts to grow, but instead of growing up, she grows sideways. And again, the hair stays, but everything behind her starts to turn to scales and bumpy. Her wide jaw, instead of being wide, elongates. And she turns into a huge crocodile. Just for clarity's sake, these are not polymorph spells, so they have some of the stats of what they're doing, but mostly they have their own stuff, what they've had the whole time. Morgantha, for her part, will almost remain the same, except a shadow comes up through her, and it pitches her all in shadow, and her eyes turn black, and mostly the only thing you can see is her mouth. Her mouth glows with a fiery red. Oksana, it's your turn.
Oh my god. It's like a circus. Oh.
Oh, yes, very literally so.
Okay. Oksana will look to her left and to her right. And I'm assuming she can see Bella Elephant. Bellephant.
Yes, most definitely.
And she's going to she's gonna put her hands together as though she were going to pray. And she's gonna like put it to her head, and she's going to go and say, "Give me my blood ball, please." And then she will shoot her Eldritch Blast toward Ophalia and hope it works. If I can click on it. What is that? I think that's a nat 20.
Is it green?
No, but it's a nat 20 because her
Yes, it
her
is.
yeah, I was gonna
Nice,
say her,
nice.
So 26, not including the d4. So now
So can you start with 10, then add from there.
9,
So 19 plus
3.
22 points of damage. Bang. All right, that's one Eldritch Blast.
And then I want to do the same. I want to shoot at Bella. If that, am I
Sure.
going to hit Cormac?
No,
Okay.
no, you have Island. Just have to lean a little bit. You can probably, as tall as Cormac is, it is a giant elephant. So you can maybe shoot over him, but either way.
Okay. So she's going to take the Eldritch Blast Blood Ball and shift it over Cormac to Bella, and let's hope it hits. 24.
24 hits.
And she hits for 6 force damage, and when she shoots and it hits her, it gets even thicker in that congealed blood.
Anything else?
She's going to move here, and that's her turn.
4 points of acid damage. But now it has burned off and shall not hurt you again.
Who got the crit?
I did.
No, oh no, I'm on whom?
Oh, the Ophalia.
But the damage carries over, right? To all of them.
I'm sorry. Yes.
So, wouldn't that mean that
Probably.
for the blinded condition that she would need to make a con save?
It sure does. It absolutely does. Thank you very much. He certainly does.
I don't even know how you're doing this.
That is a dirty 20. She is okay with the blindness.
And then Morgantha got hit, right? So she would need to make another concentration check.
But what's she concentrating on? Oh, you mean because this addition not now?
Yeah, because the damage seems to be shared amongst. It still is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 12. Gummer, make a Constitution saving throw.
Not a bit worth rolling. That's a 12.
12 is going to fail. So, as she points this ugly, awful ring towards you, and out of it come these tendrils of inky darkness that kind of surround you. And they kind of go almost into your mouth and nose and ears, kind of almost going through you. And you take minimum damage, 2 points necrotic, but you are slowed until the end of your next turn. I roll snake eyes.
And he got an 18 on his concentration check.
I will take the dodge action. That is Morgantha's turn. Good old Majesto.
What about the fire?
The fire will go on the lair action, but thank you for reminding me. I really appreciate that. Because you might have to remind me again when it happens.
Oh, I'm not going to. That was a freebie right there.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So taking the dodge action, Majesto will try, but with disadvantage. Nope, does not hit. Majesto buzzes around, giving it his best shot. It's not happening. A blind Sam. It is your turn.
He's like in the middle by himself.
There's like no one around, and I can't see anything. Crikey.
May I ask a question?
Please.
Sure.
Do we know where the circle is? The binding circle? Like,
I imagined the binding circle basically around the entire map. Like they're at the bottom of the hill and they're all the way around. That's why I sort of didn't put them on the map.
That's why I just want to know if we should start to be worried as they get close to leaving it, potentially.
Could I make some kind of a roll in order to echolocate a target and be able to move to them? Or
I would say that blindness imposes no moving. I would say that having both gotten hit, I would say that the elephant and the crocodile would have made enough noise that you would know close enough to where they are to go and take your disadvantage swing.
Okay.
Two of them.
Cool. Yes, I can reach. All right. Sam puts his faith in Lathander to guide his steps and his hands. And he attacks the elephant. Plus is 23. 25.
25 with disadvantage?
Oh, I forgot I'm disadvantaged. Sorry, let me roll this all again.
Dang. I was like, wow. You definitely could anyway.
That'd be 12, 16, so 18 with disadvantage.
Hits anyway.
For 12 points of radiant damage.
12 points of radiant damage.
And then I will take my second attack. Feeling the sword make purchase, I strike for the same place. This time, I think I can tell it to roll it with a disadvantage. Let's see. Yes, I can. 17. That would be 19 with disadvantage.
19 hits.
Oh, that's the wrong button. That's the right button. For 8 points of radiant damage.
Okay. 8 points of damage.
Sorry to be this guy. That should be 2 concentration checks for the blind.
Please be that guy. We need you to be that guy.
Yeah.
Should I smite that? Should I smite that attack? How? Yeah, I'm going to smite the attack.
I'll roll 1 concentration and then see how much smite it is.
Smite.
So,
and they're fiends, so it's 3d8.
Just in
Is
case,
that correct?
on the last disadvantage roll, was your higher roll a natural 20?
No.
Okay, then it does not matter. But you are no longer blind
Oh,
because she rolled a 4 for a total of 7.
very cool. And so with the smite, I do an extra die of damage because they're fiends, right?
Correct.
Okay. So let's roll those. 7. And and I smite for 10 points of damage. The Thander's mighty light burning forth.
Okay. The elephant will use its reaction to wave his tusks at you, Sam, and attempt to gore you. That is a natural 20 to hit.
Oh no.
So that is that is 39 points of piercing damage.
Even with my armor master thingamajigger, that removes like 3 points of damage. I just want to double check that. That's only 3 points of damage. So that'd be 30. You said 39?
I did.
So that would be 36, which is more than I have. Sam is fully impaled upon those tusks, and the light begins to shine out of his eyes as his stone body goes limp.
You guys see Sam collapse to the ground. This giant elephant doing damage. That is the end of Sam's turn. Victor's turn.
Victor is going to move this direction, and then at second level is going to send magic missiles at Ophalia.
Okay, very good.
Before I went unconscious, did I notice when I hit the elephant, did the others feel it too?
I would say out of the very corner of your eye, as this thing waves, you look, and it does look like Morgantha reeled back in exactly the same way.
That's 10 force damage. And that's his turn.
After Victor is Crocodile, Ophalia. So, Gummer and Oksana, and I suppose Victor would see this. Athalia will turn towards Arena and then and Gummer, you can see its nostrils twitch a little bit. It will then turn away and it will attack Oksana instead.
What?
Think. Maybe not. Let's see. Do I have anything with 10-foot reach? So, form a bonus action. Bonus action. I need Oksana and Cormac, I think. Let me just see.
I will.
Sure.
My Fae Spirit will opportunity attack if it is, in fact, moving.
It definitely did move. 100%.
It's a 15.
Cannot get both of you. $15 misses.
Yeah.
All right. Oksana, please make a Constitution saving throw for me.
$21.
21 succeeds. So this mist comes out of this, like it breathes out this sort of pearlescent mist, and it starts to, you kind of start to see spots, but then you're able to blink them away and kind of push it away, and you're fine.
Oh my god, what is this?
She will now she will try to bite you.
What? Just
Yes.
one.
Yes. That is a 23 to hit.
Leave me alone. Yes.
So you take 15 points of piercing damage. And you are grappled. So it chomps down on you and it hangs on.
Leave me alone, you gross thing. Damn.
Okay. Sorry for taking so long.
It's okay. I'm mesmerized by the rolling mist.
Okay. You cannot move, Oksana, and you have disadvantage on attack rolls against anything other than the thing biting you, which you have disadvantage on unless you want to stab it with a dagger, which you could do. That is Athalia's turn. With the lair action, the fire will spread.
Can you repeat that really quickly? That was a
Yes.
lot.
So you're grappled. You
Right.
cannot move.
Mhm.
And you'll have disadvantage really attacking anyone.
Okay.
Wait a second. I may have screwed something up. I did
That's
screw
great.
something up.
Yes.
Okay. So you are not grappled, and put those hit points back.
Gladly. If I can remember how many.
I can't bite you because I'm too far away, so I will swing at you with my tail instead,
Does I don't
which
remember.
will not grapple you.
Was it 12?
I think it was 12 or 15. Anyone remember? I feel like it was 15. 15. So put those back.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So then it swings its tail at you instead, and that's 25 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. That is 18 points of bludgeoning damage. And I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Yowza.
Oh my god. Oh, okay. Is strength not
Strength
my strong
save.
suit? 11.
You are prone as this tail knocks you to the ground.
But I can still talk, right?
Oh yes, you can talk as much as you like. Maybe in real life would have knocked the wind out of you, but no, not here. Wait, I messed that up, I think.
Yes. Give me the 18 back.
No, not that much. Not so much. All right, there we are.
Oksana is not looking good, guys. Just
The lair action.
At least you're still alive.
Conscious.
I'm just saying.
So
Really fucked with what I was planning on doing too, and I hate that. It was so cool.
Luke, if you'd be so kind, it's gonna do the gust of wind against you. Well, never mind, because it sees Sam is down, because it's a windmill. So, Gummer and Victor both will make strength saving throws, even though Victor
Can I
is
choose to fail it?
not seen. Yeah, sure.
I choose to fail it.
Okay.
Bro. What are we doing?
I'm assuming his strength stinks. Yeah, that's a 10 from Victor.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, he's also blessed, right? I don't
Yes,
know.
he is. Everyone's
That's a-
blessed.
That's a 12 then.
12 fails.
Okay.
So you do both get knocked 15 feet backwards. Gummer, as this thing blows you where you want to go.
Governor like spreads his arms and allows it to kind of shift
Like
him
a
forward.
flying fox.
It is your turn.
Okay.
Oh, can I interrupt really quickly? I'm so sorry, Luke. If I had rolled 14 saving throw, would it have?
No.
Okay,
No, wouldn't have mattered. Good catch, though.
thank you. Sorry.
Okay. He's not thrilled about. Gummer was like, "All right, I'll help Sam," and then Sam ran in the opposite direction. And Gummer is slowed, so his 40 feet of movement is now only 20. So he'll go there. And he will send another healing word at Sam. If you'll allow me a little poetic license, as he is pushed with this wind, it starts to pick up like dust and dirt and little chunks of rock, and he kind of focuses them and sends them at Sam, and they start to like connect to his stone and rebuild him a little bit.
Nice.
Reverse.
So that's 11 points of healing to Sam. And then he's going to take one of the lightning bugs from his beard and he's going to flick it at the elephant. Sorry, Wisp. That's a 21 to hit.
Yep.
For 4 radiant damage.
4 points of radiant damage.
Yeah, that's his turn.
Elephant has not used her reaction. Yes, she did. She did. Because that's how Sam went down in the first place. She did. Okay. So then, Elephant's turn. That, but it doesn't make sense. Okay. So, Sam, Gummer, Victor. It reaches back and it blows this mist towards you. And I will need all of you to make... Actually, wait, hang on. It might even be more.
No. Don't harm Cormac.
Greatest or... Oh, yeah. It's huge. So I need everyone.
Oh, bless.
Let me just make sure. Yeah. Everyone must make a wisdom saving throw.
$26.
Success.
It was a nat 22. It was like the
Nice.
first nat 20 I've rolled in a long time.
I'm going to heroic inspiration mine.
Okay.
Much better.
That's a 21 for Victor and a 7 for Gummer.
Oh no, Gummer.
Gummer, you fail. Victor succeeds.
22 for Cormac, and it looks like 14 for Arena.
14 is a fail. Oksana?
I think it was 27. But it,
Well,
because I
even if
rolled.
it's that's a success.
Okay,
You could not be
There's
off by
too
as
many
much as
numbers.
you would need to. So, it's so this sort of loud, low-pitched trumpet comes from this trunk, and the elephant will use its Fiend's Trumpet ability. So if you failed, that means you need to. It says subtract 1d4 from your next thing. So I would say your bless just doesn't count. I feel
But
like
it-
that's
It
similar.
doesn't do any damage.
Does no damage. All it does is subtract a d4. None damage.
Could have been bad.
Could have been bad. Not so bad.
But
So now we will try to gore Sam again.
You
We'll do
son
so
of
with
a
advantage.
motherless goat.
The motherless goats had an elephant. It's strange breeding.
Mhm.
So, with advantage, that is a 21 to hit.
Oy vey, yes, that will hit.
Okay. So you take 12 points of piercing damage.
Ah, But because of my armor mastery, I absorb 3 of those, so I only take 9, which leaves me only mostly dead. No, which leaves me with 2 more hit points before I pass out. So
Okay, so the gore comes down, but Gummer, you can see that Sam's eyes are still blue.
Oh, thank God. I was like, if we're gonna yo-yo like this the entire battle.
Cormac, it's your turn.
Okay. And Oksana's not looking great, you said.
She's bloodied.
Cormac, as he steps kind of around and toward Oksana, there's almost like, especially as you're prone, right? You're like already down on the ground, perhaps looking up at him. And there's an increased kind of vertigo, like one of those kind of like weird like anti-zoom things they do, where like things seem to get really tall, and it's like almost like the lines of the architecture on his arms and stuff, right? Like really stretches out as he becomes large, but would do it into the space where he's not. Get back on.
Right.
Where he's not gonna put himself butted up right against next to the thing. He will come all the way next to. Oh my goodness. Will come all the way next to Oksana, but that's bonus action, whatever it's called, some sort of thing, because he's a Goliath. I hadn't done it yet. It is called large form. How lame is that? Anyway. But it has certain effects, some of which might be beneficial, but he is going to use his action to simply attempt to once again shoot. Although this time it'll be the one nearby Ophalia with a good old 2nd level chromatic orb of thunder. Let's see. That's going to be a 27 to hit.
Absolutely.
Does she do anything about it?
She cannot. No,
Okay.
She does not do any mirrors as a crocodile. No.
I just know I didn't get to do my rolling 48s last time. I wanted to make sure before I rolled them and got excited.
Yes. You do.
Okay.
Indeed.
So it will be. That is going to be 18 thunder damage. It would bounce, but nobody good is anywhere nearby. So we had previously said I can choose to bounce it into nothing because the target doesn't say it has to be a creature.
Okay.
Assuming it is still there.
Crocodile is still there. It is going to use its reaction to do something, but that something will not make it miss. It's going to use absorb elements to pull that lightning into it and use it.
It was thunder, but I think it can still probably do that.
Yes, thunder. Yes, you do. Mm-hmm. Very good.
Cool. Okay,
Yes,
and then
that's its thing.
Face Spirit pops over. Poof, poof. And we'll take its attack. That's going to be 19 to hit.
19 does hit.
Okay. 4, 9 plus 6, 15 force damage.
Force.
As it slashes out with a claw.
Okay. So, it working both ways, them all taking damage. Yes. Always say that, and then I measure, and then I realize after reading carefully that I can't do it. I think that is the case this time. Okay, nope. I do nothing. Irina's turn.
Okay. And she's no longer befuddled by frogs, right? Because it's
Yes.
a new lair action.
I believe, having gone unconscious, Sam is no longer blessed.
Oh,
That seems to make sense, right? That when one is unconscious, one loses benefits of potion.
I don't know. It's your call.
Yeah, that's your call.
Groupthink. Okay. Yep. I'm going to say that you are unblessed, Sam.
So,
goodbye,
Arena-
blessing circle. I don't know how to make it go away.
I got it.
You got it.
So a prone Sam. But Arena's turn.
Yeah,
Sorry, I thought it was your turn too, but then I realized it's not. It's Arena's turn.
it is. I think we're still in dodging Morgantha territory. Can't remember how long it has been. But anyway, so I guess Arena, she could rush down and help, but not really. Use her action. Okay, so she's just gonna come down to be closer to whatever might happen. 20, 25, 30. Right? She's just got all these. Go ahead.
No, I'm just looking at the bless spell. It doesn't say anything about the target having to remain conscious.
So bless is not as a result of a spell. Bless is a result of the potion.
But it wasn't a potion.
It may not matter.
But if it was the potion of heroism, which was cast through the amulet, then it wasn't a potion.
Well, that's true, but it acts exactly as the potion acts. Like, that's in the words.
Okay.
However, for the period of time, the drinker is under the effects of the bless spell. I would say, regardless, that means he still has it.
Okay.
Blessed again.
Because it does not say you lose it like you would anything.
He's having a crisis of faith.
All right, you know what Arena's going to do? She's going to 5, 10, 15, 20 try to bonus action hide behind the thing. What's it called? A hay bale giant. It looks like a hay bale. I can't quite tell what it's meant
It's
to
a hut, but he decided.
I called it a tree trunk. You're closer than me. At least you're using the same substance.
So it looks like the new rules on hide say it's a DC 15 stealth at the time you do it. She passes that.
Right.
So if you will allow her to complete her movement popping out from hiddenness to get advantage on her crossbow attack, I'd love it, but I leave it up to you.
Yeah. You won't be hidden after you shoot, but
Yeah, that's
yeah.
totally
No,
fine.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and she's blessed still, yes. So that's good. She probably didn't need it that time, finally. It's going to be 26 to hit
26 hits.
for 5 silvered crossbow bolt piercing damage.
This is so
5
stressful.
points.
All right, that's all my dudes
Okay.
and dudettes.
Oksana. Let me make absolutely sure. Done it. Done it. Yes, it's your turn.
So the prone, no, obviously it messes with my movement. Is there anything else I need to know about that?
No, it takes you 15 feet of your movement to stand up. That's it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You are at disadvantage. Attacks against you have advantage when you're prone. So unless there is some great reason to stay prone.
There is not.
Hmm.
Okay. Other than Cormac.
Giant Cormac.
Yeah.
Mostly taller, as the way I imagine it, but
Yeah, so she's going to stand up. That's 15, you said, and then Sorry, I wasn't fully prepared for this. And now that he has gotten bigger, he is not her size, right?
Yes, he's a large creature.
Mm.
To see if that matters as we think it does.
I think it does.
Yeah. For what I assume you want to do, I didn't know you had that. It's okay. I'm also fine.
I don't know what you're talking about. You can't see my sheet. I kid.
Sometimes I can't. Cagey.
How far away do I have to be to use this arranged spell?
You can use it right now. You're
Okay, one more thing.
Yeah, you're kind of sitting across the line, but we know you're in the space that's away from him because he had to tail you instead of bite you.
Yeah.
Or her, I should say.
Oh, there's just not anything better than this. Okay. So, she's just gonna get up and look at Cormac. You know, this didn't make anything better. Just saying. And then she will cast, well, looking at him, then she will turn, and from her hands comes bright purple light in the form of Eldritch Blast on Athalia. Dial. And that's going to be 22.
yes, hits.
For 11 force damage.
Okay.
And then I would like to do the same thing. Just for shits and giggles. It's almost like it ping pongs back to her. And so she gets it and she's going to be like, I don't want it. And throw it back. But this time it's a swirl of that violet purple, but also a swirl of that congealed blood. It almost looks like swirled ice cream. It's not working out. Hang on. Not that it matters. That's 12.
12. 12's gonna miss.
Damn it. Okay. And I can move. Just get caught at the edge of this map. And that'll be her turn.
Okay.
She's scared. I'm scared.
Gomer, make a wisdom saving throw.
Uh, 22.
Success. A mist surrounds you, and you're not sure even what it's supposed to do, and then it kind of blasts away.
You're not taking me to another goddamned land.
Gnarling at you. Think. Oh my gosh. Okay.
The laughing is not good, Q.
No, it is good for you guys. I think. Whatever. If I don't know, she doesn't know. Gummer, make another wisdom save.
$15.
15 fails. Your eyes grow so droopy. You're so tired. You just have to lay down.
No.
And you are asleep. If you take any damage, or if anyone takes an action to shake you awake, you will wake up.
It also means that he can't concentrate on a spell. So protection from evil and good is gone.
Oh my god, I'm not going to be able to.
So, hard to tell what an elephant and a crocodile are thinking. But Morgantha seems somewhat desperate as she's throwing these spells as fast as she can. And we'll stop here for tonight.
Gosh. How are we going to handle this?
A mighty combat. Still going pretty good. Oh my god, you guys are like silent. It's not going that bad.
I only
I'm
died
not
once. It's okay.
Dead.
I'm sorry. That last thing, was that a spell?
It is. It's eye bite.
Oh, counterspell.
Boom. So
I'm
Victor
sorry,
sees.
I can't
Dude,
tell
you're
what
totally
is,
fine.
what
Totally
is
fine.
spell
And
what
I
is
did not
magical.
use the words eye bite, but it is eye bite.
Okay. Then yeah,
So-
fourth level.
As this thing starts to float towards,
Victor, I think, even invisible, is like reaches up and the mist kind of returns, is like diverted around towards the edges of the area.
now Morgantha looks really desperate.
Okay.
Good call. I should have said it. And because, especially with these, so many things are and are not, is no way to tell.
Yeah, I appreciate you
So-
letting me know.
Dude, of course. Absolutely. If I'd said it, you'd have done it. All
right.
right, then. We are done for tonight.
That makes me slightly less depressed.
So I'm glad I can make your week a little better. Give thanks for Counterspell. And I will we'll see you guys next week.
Awesome.
Oh well.
All right.
Good night,
Bye,
everyone. Have a great
guys.
holiday.